Let's maul in the Central Committee. Let's cringe in the Central Committee. Let's bog in the Central Committee right now.
That's no.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to High Level Ideas, a show where we gotta find out whose brain cream reigns supreme. And in order to determine that, I've assembled some of the greatest thinkers of our generation, nay, any generation, together right now. I'm just going to turn off the background music because no one else can hear it who's on the panel, and it's probably going to be very awkward for this this intro. But hey, we have two teams here. Benham's on the left with Mr. Ben Burgis and Denims, and on the right we have the double power of Mike squared. Mike from the Humanist Report, and of course Mike from Central_Committee. Now, how this is going to go, there's going to be multiple rounds. Each round is going to collect points for each team. The points at the end will determine the winner. It's not a very complicated system, one I'm sure anyone can understand, but each round is going to be completely different from the round that preceded it. The first one, since this may be the first time any of us have met each other, is going to be very simple. One after the other, I'm going to call upon you to tell you two facts about yourself, one being true and one being a lie. All right? At which point, the other team will have the opportunity to ask you 5 questions. Now, you have to answer those questions truthfully. However, white lies are fine. They're permissible. Basically, you can spin the truth however you want. Now, if the other team successfully finds out which of that is truthful and which of that is a lie, they're going to win some points. If they can't, they're not. It's really that quite simple. I think for this round, of course, we're calling it To Me or Not To Me. The rational alone is real. That's for all you Hegelian nerds out there. All right, why don't we switch it over to the other side? We'll start with you, Mike from PA. Why don't you give us 2 statements, one 100% factual, the other a complete fabrication, and we'll see if Denim and the professor of philosophy are capable of discerning which is truth and which is fiction.
The first story is I played hockey in Madison Square Garden. And the second one is I got a perfect score on the verbal section of the SAT.
Denims, you haven't had a chance to speak yet. Why don't you ask the first question?
Were you playing for a team? And if you were playing for a team, what were you playing on? Like, which team were you playing on?
I was playing ice hockey. I was playing for a team known as Thunder. That was the name of the team name. It's called Thunder.
Wait, when did you play?
That's 2 questions.
It was 2000. That was 2001. I'm old, by the way.
Yeah, so you must have been like 50 when that happened. So it doesn't really bring it down at all for me. I'm still thinking. What was the other one?
Perfect score on the verbal of SAT.
Ben, do you have a query?
I'm just trying to think if there's any follow-up that could be asked about the SAT thing. I don't really know what, I mean.
What did you get on writing?
We didn't have writing when I took it. That was before they added the writing section. There was only 2 sections when I took the SAT, verbal and math.
You get a math?
Like, it's not impossible to get a perfect score, but...
No, it's not.
Ben asked what'd you get in math, and that would be the 4th question.
680.
1 question left.
I don't think he got it perfect on the verbal. And he's lived on the East Coast. It's not unlikely that he's played hockey in like Madison Square Garden.
It doesn't sound unlikely when he first says it. Like when he first said it, I was like, yeah, sure, okay, you could have played hockey. I don't know. But the when he said Thunder, I think both, like, I don't know, something about that struck me the wrong way. So I think he actually did get the perfect verbal score in the SAT.
You still have one more question if you want to use it. Denims, Ben?
I'm thinking. Fuck. Who won your hockey game?
We did. It was 5-1.
Well, now it's decision time.
At least watch some hockey game if that sounds like a realistic score, but I still think that the SAT one's the true one.
All right. I mean, like, sure, let's go for it. We can go for the. I put my trust in you, Ben.
Okay, crap. Now I'm going to be wrong. Okay.
So what are you saying is your final answer? What was true and what was a lie?
SAT is true.
Oh,
Is that it? Is that their answer?
that's our final answer.
Sorry, guys. 780 on verbal. I got one question wrong, and I skipped one. I did in fact play in Madison Square Garden, and the team was Thunder. Give me a second, and I'll give you some proof. I'll be right back.
Wild. All right, everybody. With that, we've completed the first round. Some have survived, some have perished. Well, actually, everyone survived. So we're going to move right on to round number 2. This one's called Devil's Advocate, the greatest trick they ever pulled. In this round, it's going to be simple. You're all masters of the debatosphere. You're all debate lords. You're all the titans of the debating industry. That's why I brought you all in here. So for this one,
Thank you.
the problem is that you all happen to
Everybody
have
feel
probably...
good about all the choices up to being called debate lords.
No, not at all. Not at all, Ben. I blame you, honestly.
So the problem is that I'm guessing a lot of you agree on the same thing. So it would probably just be a lot of, that's good. So for this, I'm going to pit the two teams against each other. Now, because the teams are tied, I'm going to use a completely arbitrary roll of the dice. And we're going to show that the first team that's going to go on this is Mike Squared. Mike Squared, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have a proposal. I've got it right in front of me right now. You get to decide if you want to be on the positive side of this debate or the negative side of this debate, at which point your opponents will have to take the opposite perspective. You may have to debate for things that you hate. You may have to debate in favor of abortion. You may have to debate in favor of something even more controversial than that. So, would you want to be in the positive or the negative side of the first round?
Negative.
What do you say, Mike?
Negative.
Negative. Okay.
It's always easier to say no.
Okay.
All right.
So this is going to be that thing from The Simpsons when Lisa went on TV and she said she was going to do the dissenting opinion, and they're like, "You're against discounted bus passes for war widows?" Like whatever they said that they're going to go.
No, the other thing. All right, so the first topic is the $15 minimum wage in the United States, its implementation. Fighting against that, hating the $15 minimum wage are the two Mikes. The union busting, hating the worker, the common man, Mike Squared. On the other side, Benhams fighting for the common worker, the small, everyday American fighting for $15 minimum wage. We're going to leave this open for 5 minutes, open floor. Begin the debate starting with Mike Squared.
So there are 30.2 million small businesses in America. And I am one of them. I have a small business. It's called the Central Committee. And every day I wake up 6 o'clock in the morning and I work until 11 o'clock at night. I do have a number of employees who help me out from time to time. And the truth is that they provide tremendous value to my business. Without them, it would probably fail or wouldn't be able to do as much as it is today. And for that work, they are paid. Now, I'm a generous boss. I don't pay them the minimum wage. I pay them $10.50 an hour. And they produce, each of them, approximately $10.50 an hour in value. However, the grand total of what they bring into my business makes it more valuable to me and me alone. However, if the minimum wage is raised to $15 an hour, I will lose out. My business will be shut down. And I wish that wasn't the case. I will have to go and quit my business and go look for another job. And there are millions of people just like me who, if their business structure is forcibly changed by the government, they will lose it. And they will be forced to go into the job market. And there will be a flood of unemployed people desperate for a job. The economy will shrink because small businesses employ almost half of the people in this country. And they're a key element to our economic growth. So if the $15 minimum wage is raised, my business will fail. You will be spitting in my face, and millions of other Americans will be desperate for work.
That was so good that I actually got triggered, Mike.
It's easy. I could pivot. I could pivot to the right in a second.
Get ready for the fucking clips, bro. You're a fucking capitalist scum now.
Somebody's going to clip that out of context, Mike, and they're going to use it against you.
No, good.
All
Do
over,
it.
bro.
That's the whole point of the segment.
Myself all day. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use up the whole time, Mike. If you wanted to add,
there's
no,
still plenty of time. This is an open forum right now.
All that I
Okay.
have to add in the short term is a very, very persuasive argument that I heard on Fox News once. Why don't we just raise it to $50 million an hour?
Well, see, that's what I was trying to try to explain to people is that yes, there are a lot of jobs that are valuable to society, but who don't produce $15 an hour worth of value. And if you make the $15 minimum wage the $15 minimum wage, those jobs are just not going to exist. That's the iron law of wages. Ben believes in this Marxist claptrap, so he probably heard of the labor theory of value. But what if the value of your labor is less than $15 an hour? That means that $15 an hour wage prevents that job from existing. And I don't know if you know anything about economies, but they grow at the margins, okay? It's the small decisions that have massive impacts over the grand collective. So if we do something stupid, like put a $15 minimum wage and force all these small businesses to close, then yeah, there's going to be economic damage. And I am one of those people. So, I mean, like, I don't even know why we're still having this debate. You are actually threatening my livelihood as we speak.
Yeah. Well, right. So we've issued that threat. We stand by it. I think before we
I'm an
even
American.
yeah, fair enough. Before we even get into criticizing the argument, if the Central Committee has a Patreon, people should go join it so we can pay people more than $10.50 an hour. That's something you should do right now.
Thank you.
But-
Twitch.tv/committee if you enjoyed the debate. You want to support a small business.
Yeah. So the real, actually, I'm sorry, Denim, do you want to go first or do you want me to?
You can go first. I jot down a couple of notes I'm going to say, but you can go first.
Sure. So I think the real question about this argument, well, I mean, we can do the take them one at a time. There was all the small businesses are going to shut down argument, the why isn't it $50 million an hour argument. So the as far as all the small businesses are going to shut down argument, I think the real question is, are all these small businesses going to shut down and then all the people who work for them just aren't going to have jobs? Is that the claim? Or is the claim that all the small businesses are going to shut down and there are like larger businesses who are going to eat up that share of the market, that all of the people who would have listened to Central Committee will just go listen to Chapo Trap House, I guess, in this case.
Helps a big business over a small business too. You're right. It would concentrate power in the big businesses.
So to the extent that it's the first claim, the thing about unemployment, I'd say that the empirical evidence just doesn't support that. That if you, there are individual studies where it looks like there are some employment effects, but once you aggregate all of the studies, and this is like one of the most empirically studied things in economics, then it really seems like any employment effects of these minimum wage hikes are extremely minimal to non.
So the problem with what Ben is saying is that he is pretending like something is science, which is just a model of how the economy might work, and we have a lot of uncertainty with that. So, for example, like if we raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, maybe that would make sense where Ben lives in New York or Seattle. But out in small businesses, especially in Alabama, or especially in underdeveloped communities around Appalachia, the Rust Belt, from where I reside, plenty of, that kind of $15 minimum wage would be way, way, way too high, especially with the lower economic activity. So
and let me just add to that also, Mike,
hold on.
Go ahead, Ben.
I do just want to point out that, as a matter of fact, where I am sitting right now, where I'm living right now, is neither New York nor whatever the other one he said. It is Roscommon County, Michigan. So there are.
Sorry, where was that? Where was that? We missed it. I'm sorry.
I was talking over you. In Roscommon County, Michigan, which is easily mistaken for New York City, but trust me, it's pretty different. But I'm way out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, I mean, look, I think that it's not just, we're not talking about models. When you say all these people are going to lose their jobs, and because this is just how it works, supply and demand, whatever, then you're talking about how to model of how the economy might work. What I'm talking about is empirical evidence about how it actually does work. And so I think that if we're talking about the unemployment thing, then I think that the evidence is not on your side. If we're talking about the big business consolidation thing, then at this point we just have a clash of values. Are we more concerned with keeping the central committees of the world alive and not not eaten up by your Walmarts and Chapo Trap houses, or are we more concerned about the working class majority of society getting a living wage? And all I can say to that is that I'm more concerned about the second one.
Okay, all right. I'd like to hear closing statements from Denims and then the other Mike. They've had the least talking time in this round, and then we're going to let the audience vote. And remember, audience, when you're voting on who you believe won this debate, it's not what side of the issue you're on. Okay, it has nothing to do with that. If you support $15 minimum wage, I'm guessing most people in here do. It's who was more amazing, who dazzled you, who was better performatively. That's what this is about. It's a competition. It's not about what's right. We're not getting down to the issues of anything. Denims.
I'll let Denims go first.
Thanks. Yeah, I was going to say, in addition to the idea that this is a model and not empirical evidence, like we've raised the minimum wage before. It hasn't always been $7.25 since the existence of America, and every time we raise it, unemployment dips for a little bit, and it goes right back up to where it was normally. It's not even a question. In fact, there's even empirical evidence that shows increasing the minimum wage in certain states has actually increased employment, which is really cool and very interesting. More importantly than this specific opinion about empirical evidence that shows that it doesn't actually substantially or even marginally affect unemployment rate. Small businesses, even with $7.25 an hour, close like a fuck ton. Like they're already closing. It's not the minimum wage that's closing them. It's that they don't know how to run the business, or it's impossible for them to run their business. I think some like 80% of like restaurants close in the first year of being open. They're already just bad at business. They already just don't know how to run a business in a way that makes any sense. I promise you, if small businesses are being closed because of a $15 minimum wage, it's not the $15 minimum wage. And the $15 minimum wage is not going to be going up in like 1 year. It's going to be an incremental change. Maybe next year it'll be 8 or like 9. The year after that it'll be 10. It's not tomorrow, it's $15. Figure out a way to pay for it. And the reality is most business owners, at the very least, big corporations are exploiting their laborers. They are extracting extra value that lines their pockets. And that extra value that lines their pockets can very, very easily go to the workers. It doesn't make sense that workers can't pay for their own rent and bills and medical bills. Well, to be fair, medical bills are out of control anyways. But CEOs that drive companies to the ground, like JCPenney, get to walk home with like millions of dollars for a bonus after driving their company into the ground. Clearly, we have failed somewhere. Clearly, we can pay our workers $15 an hour. Plus, it's just morally reprehensible. If you can't run a business while paying your employees $15 an hour, you shouldn't run a business. Find a new field to go into.
Mike Figueredo, would you like to crush that incredible speech?
Yeah, so look, I'm actually in agreement with the notion that workers do deserve a wage increase, right? We want to raise the wages. We want to make sure that people are able to pay the rent. But Mike's points are irrefutable. If we raise the minimum wage, that will crush small businesses. So we're not looking at the right issues here. Okay, we just want to raise the minimum wage every couple of years because wages aren't keeping up with inflation, yada, yada, yada. We know the story. But ask ourselves this. Why was it the case that during the 60s and the 70s, we didn't need to worry about the minimum wage? The wages just kept rising. Well, that was because there was a demand for labor.
No,
in 2021,
that was because of unions.
There's no demand for labor nowadays. So what we need to do is create more jobs. And do you want to know what is not going to help foster an environment where we're creating jobs? Increasing the minimum wage, particularly on small businesses like Central Committee. So if we increase the labor demand, that is going to lead to a natural increase in wages because your employers are going to be competing for, someone to hire. Are you better than the rest of your competitors? Then prove it. You can work at, and if they think that you're worth more, they'll pay you more. So it's about like selling your labor on the market. That's what capitalism is. So if you can't handle that, if you can't pay the rent, then I'm sorry. You deserve to not be able to eat. That sounds dirty saying, but I conclude my argument.
How does it feel to put on your Fox News hats for a day?
It's easy.
Right.
I feel like I need to take a
honestly,
shower.
it's brain dead. I could have really gone in and done like even more because like this is so easy. I've heard all the right wing arguments, so they're so easy to put into a more coherent form. They're stupid, remember.
the small business one is like the key go-to that they always go to. So it's like once you use that one, it's like, oh fuck, I don't know what else to bring up, because what else do they say besides like the hyperbolic? Why don't we just raise it to $1,000 an hour?
I was about to go down the path of like further concentrating economic power in large companies like Walmart and Amazon is the exact opposite we should be doing right now. Like, yes,
That's
you're
smart.
right. They can afford to pay their workers $15 an hour because they're ripping them off more. And paradoxically, he would make them even bigger by stopping small businesses and competitors like me. That's something, the argument that I would make. I would go down this pseudo-populist line.
You have to. You just, there's no other. What are you going to tell people? Unironically, like, well, we decided we shouldn't raise it because we think our people shouldn't eat. Our people being Americans.
Can I just throw this out there that we have over 1,000 people watching this, and not even 10% of you have voted yet. If you are watching in the chat, it's your time to shine. Vote. Was it Team A or Team B that won? And let us know. We have less than a minute before I'm going to close the polls. And that was really well done, by the way. That was scary. Scary.
I feel like that was a really good performance by you, Mike, but I still want us to lose because it just feels like it's, I don't know.
feel like if we lost, I would understand, because the argument is wrong.
Right. Right.
And, once businesses get too big, just break them up, just use force, use the government, use the state. We love the state, don't we, folks?
Well, guess what, Mike?
do.
You won. You won. Team Mike Squared won the first debate in the debatosphere. Well done.
It's just because I committed,
Mike.
It's just because I committed to the performance. That's all that's happened.
The performance was really just, I think that put it over the top. The
It's
arguments
almost
were
as if this
terrible,
is all
but you
about
could feel the
performance.
One of the things about going to law school, which I was one of the misfortunes of doing it, is to an American lawyer, a good lawyer is someone who doesn't know their case before they walk into the room. Like they can literally take either side of whatever. They could defend the insurance company or they could defend the little old lady getting screwed by them. And a good lawyer is someone who could do either well. And so I have unfortunately trained the muscle of like seeing the other side as a way of, boxing against it, right? It's good to know where the punches are going to land before, they're swung at you.
I will say, though, to counter Mike's incredibly impressive right-wing turn, Denims, that was a very good close. I quite enjoyed those points. This is going to be test your might, brain might, that is. All right? This is your final chance to win the game. Denims, you're only 50 points behind. I'm going to be doing some obscure political trivia. All right? I'm going to go back and forth. I'm going to ask each one of you a question. You can answer. Most of them are yes or no. It's going to be very, very easy. You don't have to randomly know about Grover Cleveland. You can just guess, and you're going to be completely fine. All right? We'll start with Mike from PA, okay? I would like to know, is this statement factual? In 1884, it was typical to measure a presidential candidate's skull and publish the results in newspapers. It was typical to measure a president's skull and publish the results.
True.
That is correct.
Absolutely true.
For an additional point, Mike, can you name one president that was featured prominently on a newspaper? And for an additional point, his skull shape.
Okay. Wow. His skull shape, but like, okay. I would say it was McKinley had his skull measured, and the shape would be Caucasoid.
I guess I was asking for a number, but you are right about McKinley. And another answer that would have been correct is Grover Cleveland, who had a circumference of, I believe, 6.3 inches, which denoted.
You wanted 6.3. That's kind of a small.
Wow.
But I don't understand how calipers work. Like I'm not really up on my caliper. But anyways, okay. Moving on to you, other Mike. Has a presidential candidate ever run from prison? Has a presidential candidate ever run for the office of president from prison?
Yes.
And do you know who?
No.
Ben looks like he wants to steal here. Ben, steal?
I do.
It's too late. Ben had his hand up first.
Eugene V. Debs.
Completely correct.
on.
The Socialist Party candidate.
Come on.
But hey, Mike, you can steal again by naming how many votes
Okay.
Eugene Debs got.
The exact number?
No, but you can say over blank. And
Over 1 million votes.
it's over 900,000. I guess we could give that to you, but
Close.
I mean, you know.
all right, this one's going to be exceptionally hard for you, Professor of Philosophy. What does the S in Harry S. Truman stand for? Give him 1 second to
I don't know.
guess.
Samantha.
It
Pretty
looks
funny
like
if it was
Mike is
Sanders.
Mike for the steal.
It
No.
stands for S.
He is correct. It stands
Yeah,
for
no
nothing.
problem.
Absolutely nothing. It's just the letter S.
Boom, 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 boom. Big brain.
Congratulations. Denims. Did Amy Klobuchar raise $10,000 in campaign funds by getting her ex-boyfriends to donate? Did Amy Klobuchar raise $10,000 in campaign funds by getting her ex-boyfriends to donate?
No.
You are correct, because the correct answer was 17,000. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's way too much. My goodness. You had a lot of
Congratulations.
boyfriends. They have, you know, they can only donate 2,800 each, right, Lance?
I do.
Like, Jesus Christ, that would be a lot of ex-boyfriends.
That phoning skill.
I mean, I'm
Jesus.
guilty. I'm also I'm jealous. You know, I wish I had that many exes. You know, Jesus.
Mike from
Amy,
PA.
get it.
Yeah,
from PA.
Well, we'll start.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Start acting like really abusive in all your personal relationships and eating salad with Cobes, and you might
Check,
end
double check. I'm on my way. I can definitely double check.
Mike from PA. South African officials modeled, and this is true or false, parts of their apartheid program by visiting Canada and modeling the Canadian residential school system.
Wait, were you asking me?
Yeah.
I feel
This is
I
true or
just
false?
answered. Wait, can you do it one more time? Can you?
Yes,
do it one more
South
time?
African officials modeled parts of the apartheid program after Canada using the residential school system.
Oh gosh. I would say true.
That is correct. Unfortunately. Horrifyingly.
Try to trip me out with some Canada bullshit.
Oh, we're about to move into European trivia. Mike, other Mike. Did Fort Wayne once have a mayor named Harry Balls? Did Fort Wayne once have a mayor named Harry Balls?
I really want this to be true, but I'm going to say no.
It's true. Not only is it true,
What?
he served
I'm
4
sorry.
terms.
I don't care.
in
I
the
don't
30s
care
and
who you
50s.
are. I don't care who you are. If you see a Harry Balls on the ballot, you're voting for Harry Balls. I don't
It's Harry
care.
with 2 R's, right? Please tell me it's with 2 R's.
Spelled Baals. And the family now
If you ain't
pronounces
voting
it
for Harry
Bales.
Balls, who the hell are you? You are not an American. I do not share a culture with you. If you see Harry Balls up there, I don't care if he's running against Bernie motherfucking Sanders. You vote for Harry Ball.
God damn.
Ben Burgess.
Poor guy. His parents are assholes.
What do you mean? He got to be a mayor. What do you mean? He's the mayor of a city now. That's fucking great. He's living the life. He probably says thank you. They are.
Ben Burgess. 48% of American registered voters, true or false, believe at least one political conspiracy theory. 48% of registered voters in America believe at least one political conspiracy theory.
Okay, if this is false, it's going to be false because it's way higher. But I'm going to say true.
You should have gone with your gut. It's false because it's way higher. The real number is 63%. 63%.
Oh,
Jesus.
yikes. But when you bubble in the wrong answer, you bubble in the wrong answer. Oof.
Denim. Which is the most common language spoken in Europe?
I don't know anything about Europeans. English? I'm going to be wrong, aren't I?
Take a guess.
English?
That is false. Anyone for the steal? Ben?
I'll take it.
Ben had his hand first.
Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, Ben.
Is it German?
It's German. 90 to 95 million people sprechen sie Dutch. When polled.
Wow. I feel like that's wrong, though. There's got to be more people that speak English, at least as a language, in Europe than in the
Is that what it means,
right?
or is it like what they like primarily speak?
I mean, because it feels like that's what I thought you meant. But then it's like, if you mean primary language, then German. Yeah.
Question for you now about Europe, Mike. Mike from PA.
ahead.
Which country has won the most Eurovision titles?
Which country has won the most Eurovision titles?
Oh, yes.
Oh, God, I don't know this kind of shit. You asked me a music question, for fuck's sake. God, it's got to be something stupid. What would be a dumbass country for this to be true of? Sweden.
I was going to say Sweden. I was thinking Sweden.
Does anyone want to steal? No? Oh, the answer is Ireland.
Can I steal for us? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was going to say that.
Let him
Ireland.
steal. Ben got the steal.
Ireland at 53. And Mike.
Okay. Yeah.
Other Mike.
See, I was in the right headspace, but I picked the wrong country.
This is very, very hard. Probably the hardest question I've asked, and this one isn't even funny. Which is the first president born in the US of A? Born in the USA.
The first president born in the USA.
But this is for the humanist report.
Say,
No, this is the humanist
for me?
report. Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah. Sorry.
The first president born in the USA?
Yep. I will help you out. It sounds similar to a very famous DJ.
I don't know any DJs.
If you're into electronic
I only know
music,
DJ Khaled.
Does anyone want to steal if he's not going to answer?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Does that cost me points?
It will,
If not,
yes.
like, if it does.
Yes.
Oh, fuck
no,
it,
if you're
no.
wrong.
Ben,
okay.
go.
Okay.
Yeah, Ben. Yeah, I was just asking a points question then.
I have no idea.
Was it Thomas Jefferson?
It was
No
Martin
way.
Van Buren. The 8th president was born in New
I was
York
thinking of John
in
Quincy. I was thinking.
1782. And now,
Yeah, I was
for
thinking
the
of John
final,
Quincy Adams.
Yeah, it's super hard.
for the final questions, we're going to start with who was just asked. Okay, so I'm going to go Ben, Denims, Mike from PA, and then other Mike, but these are going to be quick, okay? This is just yes or no. Are these real names of U.S. and or international politicians, okay? Starting with Ben Burgis, then we're going to do Denims, then I'm going to do Mike, Ben, Mike, all right? First one, Young Boozer. Young Boozer. Real name or fake name?
Tell him.
Correct. That's the Alabama State Treasurer, Young Boozer. Denims, Dick Sweat. Dick Sweat.
You know what? Fuck it. Sure. Yes, he's
Correct.
real.
Correct. New Hampshire, former House of Representatives. Absolutely true.
Good job.
Mike,
The real
Bill.
question is, would you go for Dick Sweat or Harry Balls? Anyway, go on. Go on. Anyway, go on.
Bill Boner. Bill Boner.
Is that to me?
Yep.
I feel like if your name was Bill Boner, you'd go by Willie Boner. So I'm gonna say false.
It is true. Former mayor of Nashville, Bill Boner.
Damn it! Damn, how can he miss the Willie Boner?
Final question to the Humanist Report. Tiny Cox. Tiny Cox.
I'm going to say true.
These poor people.
It's a senator in the Netherlands. Senator Tiny Cox. Spelt with a K. Pronounced Tiny Cox. Entirely real.
I was expecting COX.
Thank you for saving us. Thank you for saving us.
Yeah, it was tricky. Every name was real. I just looked up all the weirdest names of politicians.
Yeah, it was, but I feel like again, Billy Boner. Like, how could he miss the Willie Boner? Like, I think you got to lean in at that point.
It's at this point that I would like to declare, Mike Squared, you are the winners of the game. I was totally up the totals.
Yay.
You actually have effectively won. Congratulations. You are the first ever winner of high-level ideas. Your ideas were the highest. You turned the dial of ideas up to 11. It was incredible. What an amazing showing from all participants. But we have one last surprise. Mike Square, I said... Sorry?
I'm not clapping because I happen to know that Lance was using Diebold machines.
Okay, that would be relevant back in 2000, but now we're using Dominion machines. So that's
Not
why
much
we were
better.
able to
Shit,
win.
sorry.
That's why we were able to win.
Yeah,
That's why.
right.
True.
I'm showing my age. I'm still remembering the old conspiracy theory.
But wait, before
That
I
was
let you
our
go,
conspiracy theory. That was our conspiracy theory. What do you mean, Ben?
before I let you go, Mike Squared, you have an option right now to claim your prize, and they are as follows. All right. Option number 1, you both get a copy of Dave Rubin's book, Don't Burn This Book, sent to you. Option number 1. Option number 2, I will donate $100 to a charity of your choosing that you both agree on. Option number 2. Or option number 3, you get to find out what's in the mystery box. What's in the box? What's in the box, everyone? What's in the box?
I mean, listen. If it wasn't $100 towards an abortion fund, I want us to pay for a charity that pays for women's abortions. No bullshit about advocacy. No claptrap. They just suck out fetuses. That's what I want to donate to. And that's what I want. That's what I want fucking Lance's money to go to. A real abortion rights org, okay? That's what I want.
I'm leaning towards the mystery box. I've got to be honest. If the mystery box contains Dave Rubin's book, my head will explode though.
I mean, I got enough I mean, listen, if you want, I'm not going to say no. Well, you know what? Oh, man. Those abortions, though. That's such a good cause.
This is all unprovoked, by the way.
This is tough. This is tough.
Should we rock, paper, scissors?
I mean, listen, chat. What do you think, chat? Do you want the box?
Yeah, there we go.
Do you want the box, chat? I'll let you decide, because I'm a democratic socialist at heart.
There we go. I think that is a really fair way to choose.
Okay, so I'll have it be known that it seems to me by a clear majority of the chat that they want to see the box.
Are you in agreement? Both mics?
Yeah, looks like they...
Don't worry, I'll donate the $100 to the abortion charity. Don't worry.
As long as...
What charity is that, by the way?
Some money.
I will find some abortion funds, because that's one of the things that, unfortunately, in America, the reality is that due to federal law, taxpayer money couldn't be used to pay for abortions for many women. And so every single state has its own abortion fund to help provide funds for desperate women in horrible situations who can't afford to pay for abortion they desperately need. So I will donate $100 to a Pennsylvania era one in all seriousness. And I know I was trying to make a joke of it, but it's really a serious problem in this country is access to reproductive health care. So really take a look, find one in your state and provide money for that, because that is one of the difficult things to get money for.
Mike, you literally stole exactly what I was going to say. I didn't want to break the rules. I sent a message in the group chat so I don't circumvent rules or fuck over the show. But I was going to say, can I donate 100 to charity and we get to all see what's in the box so we both get good things happening?
There you go.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
Look at you. Turning what was
Can I
otherwise
donate
a silly
100
gesture.
as well? Are we all doing this? Can I donate 100 to charity as well?
Yeah.
Since we got two going to abortions, I'd like to choose an LGBTQ youth shelter.
Oh, sorry. I
don't know
wanted
which
to
one
put
yet.
it
We
towards
could-
Camp
yeah,
Unicorn.
Yeah, we could give to whatever we want. We could give it whatever we want.
Here
I'm
we
not
go.
trying to
Here we
force
go.
you to do
Yeah, I don't
whatever
want to force
I
anyone
think.
into doing anything. It was literally, I had just typed it and then Mike was like, I'll still do it. I'm like, you fucker. That's what I was going to say.
I got to look good first.
Cringe.
I'm just trying to ride your coattails, both of you. So
So we're going with
I
the box.
apologize.
Officially? You've chosen the box?
We went with the box. Sorry
Go
for
with the
dragging
box.
out Ben's life. Ben wants to leave, and I feel bad. So.
All right. We're going to open the mystery box. Inside is a note. I'll now read the note and show the chat to make sure that I didn't make this up on the fly. This was your decision. Within the box, your prize is 3 copies of Don't Burn This Book by Mr. Dave Rubin. Congratulations to both of you. Congratulations. You've helped Dave Rubin out. You've bought 3 copies of his book.
Why did you buy that book?
Well, I haven't yet, but I will now.
Do that?
I will now. I have to buy 3 copies, so I'll mail the 3
Okay,
copies. I don't know if one of you wants
this-
2 of them. If one of you wants to have 2 copies, and the
Here's
other
what
one.
you have to do. I refuse to allow this. Okay? If you get
Mike,
these
can I
books,
have yours?
you must fucking steal it. You must borrow it from the library and then return a different book with the cover on. I don't give a shit. You're not allowed to buy this. You are not allowed to buy this. That is the only way
Mike,
I
I'll
accept
take
it.
yours.
You must steal it. You must expropriate it. I don't care. You cannot buy this. Otherwise,
Mike,
no, I don't want it.
Just burn it on stream.
So, Mike, did you want 2 copies, or Mike from PA?
If you steal them and you fucking prove to me you stole them, then yeah, I'll take your stupid fucking books.
I want to thank all of you so much. This was an absolute delight. Probably the most fun I've had on the internet in quite some time.
You're welcome, bud.
This wouldn't have been possible.
Great
without all
panel.
of you.
Great panel, everybody. I love you all. We do politics here every morning starting at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. You can watch us here on Twitch. We're the morning guy. The morning politics guy. Politics Frogs in every single day. Same time, 10 a.m. Day in, day out. And we carry you through your morning and early afternoon politics needs. And if you need more, Mike from PA, we have a YouTube channel. We talked about suburbs, the My Pillow guy, Ted Cruz. We talked about DSA. Amazing. Making fun of Tim Pool. Amazing. Look at all of these amazing videos. Get in there, watch them. We have me on Twitter. You got to follow me on Twitter, chat. I'm at 20,614 subs. That means I got like 40 followers on Twitter in the last day. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. Go follow us on Twitter. And of course, join the Discord, where we have an incredible community of left-wing streamers. We have left-wing community. We talk about the stream. We talk about politics. There's gaming content. It's a really awesome, supportive place. Direct action, mutual aid, and you can just let off some steam. And also, you can help produce the show. One of the things I do is I look at the links that are put into the news content suggestions chat room on the Discord. Join the Discord, come hang out, and maybe what you want me to talk about will be part of the next show.